Hello again, everyone. It's me, Madame Macabre, and greetings from Italy. That's right, I am currently in Rome with my sister. We're gonna be shooting some fun vlogs and various things for my second channel. However, while I'm gone, I couldn't just leave my channel sitting dormant now, could I? So, for today, I have something very interesting.
Someone stole my account. Joke's on them. My cards have been expired for years. No, really, I haven't used those accounts in years.
I have something very interesting.
No.
Okay, do you guys see? Let me.
You know what? It's fine, I'll just make one myself. Ooh. You guys aren't my normal crowd. But I'll take it. I am Leviana, and I watch a lot of bad horror movies. A lot of them. And I like to talk about them. And what we're gonna do today is talk about a hidden gem of Netflix. You know, one of those one-star kind of movies. Oh yeah. The Ouija Resurrection, Ouija Experiment 2, also known as Ouija Experiment 2 Theater of Death, went to DVD on January 13th, 2015, and came to Netflix May 2016. I found out about it via Netflix, and boy oh boy, what a treat that was. Now, you might be wondering, but Leviana, what about the first movie? Why are we doing the second movie? Well, movies like these usually don't need any context, so let's just pop that right in and let's just go.
This is our Ouija board, okay? Rule number 1, there's 3 of them. Number 1, never ask a spirit how it died. Rule number 2, well, never ask the spirit how you're gonna die. Last rule, you never, ever leave the board without saying goodbye.
Ooh, boy.
Hey, who in here?
Somebody in?
Yes!
Okay.
This movie seems to be escalating pretty quickly, don't you think? What? Was that it? What's going on? If you're as confused as I am, let me lay it out for you. Everyone here is at some sort of Ouija convention, and the stars of the first movie are the guests at this convention, which is all fine and dandy, but in viewing this for the first time, it was very confusing. Hell, I feel like it would be just as confusing even if I had seen the first movie. But it's what as Ouija Experiment 2. Do your thing. As the cast begins to take questions, the first girl to stand up starts having some spooky-ooky visions with some questionable camera work. That goes on for a tiny bit before another question gets asked.
I was wondering if all of the stories about the theater being haunted were true.
What do you mean exactly?
Did she say haunted?
What stories?
Was that a bad voiceover?
This theater really isn't haunted.
You know, the story about the family who...
The girl continues to question the history of this theater, mentioning a family who had a child that was born a monster, eats human flesh, just ends up telling a ghost story to the whole audience, really.
Please welcome our monster of the evening.
You okay? You okay?
For tomorrow night, Danny Gray.
I think someone might have forgotten to turn off their mic.
Monster of the evening.
You okay? You okay?
For tomorrow night, Danny Gray.
So the girl was a ruse, told the story to scare everyone. But wait, everyone look under your chairs and see what you've won!
I got it!
Hey!
Michelle, you have just won 2 tickets extra for the overnight fright tour.
Oh, and guess what? You're going on that tour with the cast! Now they're signing their own movies, and this is apparently supposed to be their world premiere? Wait, so is this supposed to take place when the first movie came out in 2011? Why make it that complicated? You could have made it look like the first movie became some sort of cult classic and had a select fan base rather than whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, we've seen it. The camera work is bad. There's no real point on showing you every single example. That would just require watching the whole movie. One more thing about that scene, the jazz music. Why jazz? It was just so unfitting, and it kind of took you out of the horror mood. Take any other horror movie, put a jazz track over it, and I'm telling you, it'll take you right out of the mood.
Murderess, come with me.
The winner of the tour goes over and invites the girl who had the spooky-ooky visions. She says no. I was just joking.
See ya.
Oh, don't worry. The jazz music continues as we are brought to the dressing room where we find out the theater owner along with the cast members are planning to script out the night of the tour to make the theater seem like it's actually haunted, because remember,
It really isn't haunted.
what do you want to bet that place is actually haunted? The next scene is pretty mundane. He explains what was already explained. Scripted haunted tour. That's it. That's all you need to know. Meanwhile, down in the basement, Eric and Elena keep awkwardly flirting with each other when they decide to mess with the spirit board that was left down there. That sounds like a great idea. So Eric lays down the rules of the game. 1. Don't ask how you die. 2. Don't ask the spirit how it died. 3. Never stop playing without saying goodbye. I'm gonna add a fourth one in there. It's called Watch Out for Demons! They ask the board if anyone is there, but of course Eric was messing with her, and they have a couple of laughs and go do...
Elena!
Whoa! That sound effect! Okay, talk about a wake-up call, and no, I did not edit that sound in. That's how it actually is. They leave, but wait! They forgot to say goodbye. What a shame. Okay, I gotta pause here because I gotta talk about something. Netflix was on point with their subtitles. Why do I say this? Because the first time I watched this was on Netflix and... Whew. Some of those subtitles, man. Xena drops her keys, and so we're presented with a 3-minute scene of her getting them back, scared, but with no threat in sight. She grabs the keys and then leaves. Oh, might I also point out how they landed conveniently on a piece of styrofoam? These two argue over an irrelevant love interest, and so he goes on his way.
Hello? Is anyone up there? The theater is closed.
Give it up for Big Noise! Honestly, that's the subtitle that got me, which might have also been due to that edit. Elena gets got by the mean old ghost, screams into the microphone, then zips on out of there, eventually wandering to a dark room where she turns on the light on her phone. Even though we can see that that room is illuminated. Maybe I'm just being too nitpicky at this point, but wouldn't it be more scary if the room were actually dark, and the audience couldn't see her or what was after her? Just a thought. Despite my criticism of this scene in particular, it had probably the only cool effect in the whole movie. Maybe it's just me, but after watching as much junk as I have, you come to appreciate the little things. Either way, she gets got, and the next day rolls around. The sheriff warns Dingle D and Dingle Dork that they need to watch themselves. Don't use any spirit boards, because he doesn't want him stirring up any trouble. He continues to explain that there was a monster.
He killed people, he ate them up and he spit out all the bones.
Then he starts talking about how bad Ouija boards are. Now, I gotta agree with you there. Ouija boards are no joking matter, but I brought something of my own just for the occasion. The Ouija board. Isn't it beautiful? Put some sparkle tape on it too. Now in the theater they start talking about the sheriff, talking about a rumor of him dating his sister, because that seems relevant unless it was a blatant attempt at foreshadowing. So you wonder where Elena is before the coordinator asks,
You guys want to set up?
Absolutely not. Hey, where's craft services? No, I'll find it. It's probably down here, right?
Eric and the other guy go off to buy alcohol and leave Justin behind to do whatever it is he does.
I made you this mask. Oh, it's scary.
He finds some video glasses. Wait, what? Why? Honestly, just why? The glasses can see ghosts. So what do, Justin? Just keep putting them on and taking them off. See what happens. No, seriously. Just keep doing it. See what happens. Just do it! Might I mention that during this chase scene, if you can even call it that, you can see this guy standing off to the side. A+, Ouija Experiment 2, I'm proud of you. Bye-bye, boyo. Wow, is this all you had to offer? Well, we're shown scenes of a mediocre haunt with people really having a good time, it seems.
Joking at the movie! Better than Paranormal Activity!
Look, I'm not a huge fan of the Paranormal Activity movies myself. They were fun to go see in theaters with a bunch of people who get scared easily. Whatever. It does not... You can't compare these two, okay? Xena complains about how people are running by rather than buying the movie, but my question is, why not have the booth at the end of the tour, or haunt, or whatever this is, and sell your movies at the end when, everyone's, kind of congregated there? I don't know, I don't understand. Why are you stationed in the middle of everything? He's at it again!
Am I the only person here concerned about the level of professionalism that is expected of us?
Apparently, yes, between the production crew and the bad storyline.
I am professional.
I just can't take this. Let's move on. Now the overnight tour is about to begin, and not quite sure why this guy's face is red. Is it supposed to be scary? At most, it just looks like a bad sunburn.
Let's see. Xena death scene.
Aha! You don't even know your lines, and you want to talk to me about professionalism? So she continues to look over her lines, just kind of meandering around. Danny shows up and gives her some fake blood to put on. They talk about how the fake blood tastes good. I am not kidding you. Oh, I'm gonna need a bigger mustache for this.
Damn professional.
Danny explains kind of how Ouija boards work, but not really. Which cuts to Xena being followed by a hooded figure. They look super into it. Look at that, it's fine. But walking down the steps, Margot has some more visions.
Something's wrong.
You're telling me... This thing's busted. They walk up to Xena's dead body, not realizing it's a dead body, so they leave. In the next room, Eric jumps out.
Yes.
Professional.
And they have their exchange, and so they're going to stay the night in the basement, and let's just play with the Ouija board. They ask if anyone's there. Lo and behold, it says in the balcony, so they go check it out. They start an EVP session, and shit goes ham. Michelle and Margot try to call the cops, but guess what? No reception. Typical.
We cannot be those girls in horror movies that do stupid things. We have to do smart people things.
Sometimes I wonder why I watch these movies. So Michelle manages to call the police.
I'm on the horror tour? No, actually, I heard gunshots. That means you have to come, right?
I think you mean, did you just make up a reason for the police to come to your location? The operator doesn't believe Michelle, so everyone is SOL. Not only that, but I feel she went about this the wrong way. Simply stating that there are dead bodies in your general vicinity would be enough to warrant the cops showing up. Well, he's donezo. The sheriff reveals that not only does he have long hair, but the so-called monster is his daughter. He claims that God cursed him and his wife for being siblings. He tells a long drawn-out story about he killed her via starvation and that the Ouija board brought her back. But did it bring her back physically? Some of these shots indicate that she's been brought back to life, but Ouija boards don't do that. But if she was brought back physically, why was she doing all the spooky ghost shit? Is she a ghost? Is she alive? What's going on? When everything seems finished, Margot says that she could feel that the girl was human and wow, okay, here we go. Michelle kills her once and for all with her cool, albeit unnecessary knife flip, and that's it. Or is it? And thus ends the Ouija Resurrection. Also the Ouija Experiment 2, The Resurrection. Also, Ouija Experiment 2, Theater of Death. It's just a lot to take in. Between the awkward acting, awkward writing, and consistent production mistakes, this movie can make for a very entertaining night. More so if you make a drinking game out of it. A good example? Take a drink every time an awkward subtitle pops up. Take a drink every time Eric gives you secondhand embarrassment from his awkward flirting. Take a drink every time you hear a weird microphone problem. Take a drink every time you hear a growling sound effect. Take a drink every time— okay, listen. This list can go on for a long time, but you see the point I'm trying to make. Oftentimes, looking for bad movies to watch, you come across movies that are just plain boring. There's nothing so bad that makes you laugh or makes you back it up to reaffirm that what happened actually happened. I was pleasantly surprised with this film. Like, honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot more boring than it was. And with that, I'm super excited to look at the first movie on my other channel. On my channel, not my other channel. This isn't my channel. In the meantime, I gotta go take this and, get rid of it. So, toodaloo! Gotta burn the demons! Well, it's not as climactic as I wanted it to be, but, you know. Kids, please don't do this at home. I want a big fire. There we go. The wind blew it out. Hello, Leviana, still here. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make, and a special thanks to Madame Macabre for allowing me to have a special guest video on her channel. If you'd like to follow more of my work, go ahead and follow me on my Tumblr as well as my channel. And I mean, if you want to find me elsewhere, it's pretty easy to find. Just follow the links. Hope you enjoy, and see you later.
Well, that that was interesting. Not quite sure what exactly happened, but, hey, Leviana, thank you so much for filling in. That was a very interesting video. I just don't quite understand how that happened. You know what? Never mind. It's Leviana. She tries her best, bless her soul, but sometimes things happen. But that was very lovely, and if you guys enjoyed Leviana's content, you can find more of it on her channel linked below in the description or at the subscribe button on the end card. But seeing as that little mishap happened, we have run out of time for today's video. So if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like or a comment below. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. But that is all for now, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye!